This Ag Business Update brought to you by American Implement, indebted to the past, committed to the future. In a moment, Ag News.
S&S Trailer Sales, with 2 locations in Ness City, Kansas, is where everybody goes to buy or rent trailers. They feature the all-new, all-aluminum Mauer grain trailer with all of the electric options, the easy-to-load detached trailers, and a huge stock of header trailers. At the west location, you'll find bumper pulls, goosenecks, and oilfield specialty trailers, along with flat and utility beds for pickups. S&S Trailer Sales in Ness City and on the web, but remember, you do have to spell out the and. Wolfter Construction and Irrigation has been around a long time, and a lot of folks have trusted them to design, build, and service all sizes of commercial and on-farm storage for grain and equipment. Wolfter is also known for their outstanding irrigation division, where they stock a complete selection of nozzles, regulators, drops, gear drives, electrical, and structure components. Looking for an electric motor? Wolfter has a large selection in single and 3-phase. Next time, reach out to the pros who have decades of experience at taking care of business the right way. Wolfter Construction and Irrigation.
In agriculture news, in a developing story, officials from Russia and Ukraine signed a deal on Friday to open up grain exports from Ukraine's Black Sea ports. The deal should help ease the global food crisis. Officials from the UN expect the agreement will be fully operational in a few weeks, restore shipments to pre-war levels of 5 million tons a month. The deal will allow Ukrainians to export 22 million tons of grain and other ag products that have been stuck in the Black Sea ports due to Russia's invasion. We heard over the weekend that some missiles were launched at some of those key ports. So again, this continues to be a developing story. Food staples have risen 187% in Sudan, 86% in Syria, 60% in Yemen, 54% in Ethiopia over the last 6 months. National Corn Grower Call to Action to Protect Atrazine. The National Corn Growers launching a call to action asking advocates to submit comments to the Environmental Protection Agency in response to the agency's announcement that they are revising the registration for atrazine. The EPA says it's amending the registration of the well-studied herbicide that allows farmers to do more with less. The new level of concern for atrazine will vastly reduce the herbicide's effectiveness and hinder farmers' ability to utilize a critical tool. Corn growers know the value of atrazine. It's time again to tell the EPA how valuable the product is to operations. Those words from NCGA President Chris Edgington. He said in 2016, they came together to submit more than 10,000 comments to the agency. He said we need that same momentum again. The corn growers point out that since it first came onto the market, atrazine has allowed farmers to increase their conservation tillage practices, and conservation tillage a key to carbon smart farming. More in just a moment.
Would you like to see something done about high gas prices and low unemployment? Western Plains Energy in Campus, Kansas is doing something about it. They're a proud part of Growth Energy, America's ethanol supporters, and they employ 38 people and will be adding more following the expansion. Ethanol fuel not only reduces the cost of regular gasoline, it's good for the environment and keeps money right here in the United States while supporting local rural jobs. Western Plains Energy, doing something for the future.
Consumer prices for cereal products, as measured by the Consumer Price Index, rose about 11% from January through June of this year compared to the same time last year. It is the largest year-over-year increase during those 6 months, going all the way back to 1981. USDA says the rise in consumer prices for cereal products tracks with a more substantial increase in the price of wheat. And the Kansas City wheat market most closely reflects the prices that mills pay for wheat. Cash wheat prices are up 63% from the same period a year ago. And the heightened volatility follows a historical typical pattern. Price changes in commodity markets tend to be relatively more extreme than what we see in changes in consumer prices. Generally, commodity prices make up a small portion of the value of the cereal product because of the level of transformation as well as the transportation that goes into the products as they go through the value chain. And while public agriculture research and development funding in the U.S. has trended downward in recent years, several other major trading partners are doing just the opposite. They've increased their funding, as USDA Economic Research Service has reported. They say China now leads the world in agriculture research and development funding. China, of course, is a major importer of U.S. agricultural goods, and another country that has made a big investment is Brazil. Of course, they're a competitor in the U.S. for global corn and soybean markets, so these developments could impact U.S. export competitiveness. We'll have more in just a moment.
When you've had a best friend for over 50 years, you develop a trust. And the Scott Co-op has been a trusted rural friend since 1957. A co-op keeps money in the area, doing business for and with their members. And that helps keep their hometown thriving with keeping money in the community. Scott Co-op is not just an elevator. It's the rural way of doing business. So, when you see an elevator, remember your friends at Scott Co-op.
KBUF Radio has ag information for you beginning every weekday morning at 6. Tony St. James and Agriculture Today. We come in with the KBUF Morning Show now till 11 a.m. Market information, weather, newsmaker interviews, and all kinds of things that hopefully help you make good decisions for the farm and ranch. We also have market updates throughout the day from the Ag Network. You can follow along on our social media pages or listen to KBUF or other Western Kansas broadcast stations online, westernkansasnews.com. I'm Ken Rahjes. Thanks for watching.